Dachshund, we're talking about macronutrients.
Macronutrients, and it sounded kind of, complicated.
I thought you were mispronouncing it at first.
No, macro.
It's not micro. It's macro.
Macro, because it's the larger. Macro means the larger of whatever you're talking about. So these are not the little tiny nutrients, but these are the three big things: the carbohydrates, the fats, and the proteins. And then our first half of the show, it sounded people probably thinking, "Gosh, how do you ever keep track of all this? It's so complicated." But you can go to the website on this, IIFYM. That is, if it fits your macros, IIFYM, and they have a calculator on there where you can put in your age, you can put in your activity levels, your height, your weight, how many times a week you exercise, and it will give you a suggested amount of what your macronutrients should be every day. So it's capital IIFYM is the name of the website, if it fits your macros. Now, how do we keep track of it on a day-to-day basis? Sounds like a major pain to try to keep track of all this, but I use MyFitnessPal app in order to enter all of my food that I eat throughout the day. And the app is absolutely amazing. All I do is enter what I'm eating, and it keeps track of all of this for me. It even has a barcode scanner, so I can just scan the barcode of whatever I'm eating, and it'll show up right on the app. I mean, I can scan it with my phone.
Wow.
And so if, let's say, I'm eating a can of tuna, I just scan the barcode. It goes right on there. I have a little simple kitchen scale in my kitchen, and if I need 5 ounces of chicken, I just throw it on there, 5 ounces of chicken, enter that in the app, and it keeps track of all of my macros throughout the day. Very effective.
That sounds just so complicated.
No, it's real simple. Once you used to it.
Time for all that, Doc.
Well, I mean,
you got to make time.
Do you have time to go to the hospital? Do you have time to go to the doctor?
If losing
You know
weight,
what? I want to work with Tracy Wertz.
Yeah, so listen, if losing weight were simple and being healthy were simple, there wouldn't have 2/3 of Americans overweight and 1/3 obese.
I know.
This is the simplest way to keep track of your macronutrients. And so, I talk to people that go, "Oh, I have that MyFitnessPal app." And I go, "Well, do you like it?" And they go, "Oh, I've never opened it."
Yeah.
So, but listen, after you do this for a few weeks, people eat about the same 15 things.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to really look at what you eat throughout the week, you probably eat about 15 different things.
You're right.
Once you enter all of that into the app after a couple of weeks, it pulls up the things that you've eaten recently in the past. So all you really have to do is just click and go at that point. It once you kind of
it learns.
Exactly. But there's
but I bet you I could go to Golden Corral and trip it up.
yeah, you can throw it off pretty easy.
I bet you I could.
Yeah.
If anybody could throw it off, I bet you I could. Now let's try that later on today. I tell you what, Debbie Ray and I will all go. All three of us. We'll get in the KTDY car. We'll go to Golden Corral, and then we'll go hit a tractor tire.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
We'll go trip up the app, and then we'll go hit a tire. Let's go, please.
So I know all of this sounds kind of complicated, but this is why having a coach like myself to kind of help navigate you through all of this and manage a program is essential. I've properly managed the programs, and that's what I do as a wellness coach, as a certified weight loss coach, is I kind of keep up with these things for you. But as a general rule, eat more lean protein, eat less carbohydrates, make your fats that you eat the healthy variety like avocados and nuts, and get some activity. But the devil is in the details, and the details is what most people need help with. So
that's a country western song.
Yeah. So to have somebody as your coach who can sort of help navigate you through and get you started and get you set in the right direction makes such a huge difference. I mean, it is complex.
Yeah.
It's not easy to go through this and manage all of this. But when you have somebody there who's been through it hundreds of times with hundreds of other people to kind of help you manage all of this, makes a huge difference. And, as a national certified wellness and weight coach, this is what I do for people that are, looking to improve their health situation. So, it's not as hard. It's harder to explain than it is to actually do. But you should go on this IIFYM website and track your macros for a while and see if see what you're actually, at least see what you're actually consuming, because most people will probably find out that they're 2 to 3 times the recommended, sometimes maybe 4 times the recommended carbohydrate intake of what you actually should be consuming for your activity level.
But carbs taste so good, and they're cheaper.
I know, and I love them too. I know. But the cool thing is, if you're burning a lot of them, you can eat a lot of carbs. I mean, I eat 190 carbs a day on my training days.
Come on.
190 grams.
Really?
And it goes down to 130 grams of carbs on my off days. My protein goes from 225 on my off days down to 205. So on training days, carbs go up, protein goes down.
To build muscle?
Yep. And on rest days, like today, protein goes up, carbs go way down. So so carbs go from 190 grams, which you can eat a lot of carbs at 190 grams, but you got to go burn them off.
Yeah.
You got to go hit a tractor tire.
Okay.
And so, you can manipulate depending on what kind of day you're having. If you go for a jog, you need to up your carbs a little bit.
Yeah.
If you don't do anything that day, if you lay on the couch that day, you need to lower your carbohydrates down to maybe 60 or 70 grams a day in some cases. So you can manipulate them using this.
A question real quick. A person that stays idle. Let's just say a person stays in bed all day.
Yeah.
What if, for just general living and breathing, how many carbs a day do you need?
50, 60 grams.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not much. Yeah, not much
Just
at
for simple,
all.
just for doing nothing. What I'm talking about, if somebody just wakes up and doesn't get out of bed, about 50 or 60 carbs.
50 or 60 grams, would be. So I usually for my clients that don't do almost anything, they sit at a desk all day and they go home and sit on the couch. I do like 60 grams.
Okay.
Yeah, 50, 60 grams, depending. On what their actual goals are.
Is it unhealthy, Doc, to actually do no carbs?
Well, it's not necessarily an unhealthy thing. I mean, your body will lose weight that way, but like you said, sometimes you're going to feel it. You're going to lower your energy, which is going to lower your activity, which is going to make you even less active, and then it goes downhill from there. Yeah. So, but we can manipulate your macronutrients using these 2 websites, using the IIFYM and the MyFitnessPal. And then the cool thing is with MyFitnessPal is you could come in and my clients come in and sit down with me every week, and we flip through their app, and it records everything they've sort of intaked for the whole week. Mm-hmm. So I can make tweaks to it every week depending on what their loss has been or what their gain has been or whatever their goals are. So, it is pretty complicated, but that's what I'm here for sure.
Fantastic.
Hey, I wanted to remind everybody that I have a new YouTube channel that is under the name Bryant Wellness Institutes. I recently posted a very interesting video on kids with food intolerances. Mm-hmm. So the video shows what happens to kids' behavior before you introduce something that they're intolerant, like a food they're intolerant to. So they have one child there that's intolerant to wheat, and they have them concentrate and draw a picture and then introduce a drop of wheat, and they show what his behavior does before or after. Mm-hmm. They have another one that does corn, and so every parent should go on and watch this video. If you don't think what your child eats for breakfast can affect how they behave and how they can concentrate, you've got to go on and watch this video. It is absolutely eye-opening to show you how what your child eats can affect how they concentrate, how good they can do in school. So you should go on my YouTube channel and catch that. It's the Bryant Wellness Institutes on YouTube, and I think it's called. I think the video is called Kids Nutrition Affects Behavior or something like that. You'll see it on there. Mm-hmm. But go on and watch that. It is remarkable, the difference in these kids once they introduce what their food they're intolerant to. It's remarkable.
Okay.
So go check that out.
All right, Doc, my birthday is next month.
Let's go hit a tractor tire.
And that's what I want for my birthday. No, that's what we're going to be on the cruise when it happens. But when I get back, I want you and Debbie Ray to take me to hit a tractor tire.
We will do it
with a sledgehammer.
It's fun.
Okay.
It's a great way to take out some frustration.
All right, Wellness Wednesday, Dr. Kevin on KTDY.